Okay, the first issue that I've got is that my slides here are physically, mechanically stuck. I can put my finger in there, I can't push that one up. On the front, this one will go up and down. It's not sticking. So if I apply a little more pressure, I will eventually get it to pop up. Uh, and so let me see if I can do that. No, this one is really, really stuck in there. Really good. Okay, I'm going to take these off. I've taken the cover off of the side that moves. This is a new diaphragm from NRP Carbs in England, and it's seated correctly, and it's about 6 months old, so it's in pretty good shape, the rubber there. Okay, I'm going to take the slide out here. Okay, this is the slide. It is what it is. But the diaphragm is correctly on there. The needles are about less than a year old. You can see maybe in there that there's quite a lot of gasoline is collected inside there. But it's quite smooth, even though it's well tarnished. Okay, here's how it slides in. It's got a tiny little bit of play. That one goes together pretty well. Okay, now I'm going to take apart the next side and see how that does in comparison. I'm going to take this off, so if there's any problem with the spring getting caught somehow that's causing it to not open, we'll see that here. And not a Phillips head. Okay. And it feels like the spring was straight there. Okay. All the parts together here. It looks like the diaphragm is fine. Nothing pinched, nothing binding. And it is still stuck, so yeah, it definitely was not the spring or anything with the diaphragm causing it to stick. So let me see if I can unjam it. It is stuck really good in there. So what I did is I just took a screwdriver underneath and very gently put a little more pressure than I was able to put on with my thumb, and it just popped. Just became unstuck. Just popped right up. So now let me take it out. Okay. And there it is. You can see it's blackened, but it's smooth and no burrs or anything like that on it. It's quite fine, and New needles. Everything in the carb is new. New needles, new jets, new diaphragms, new air cutoff valves. Okay, let's take a look at the bore inside. It's smooth. And see, it's just a little scored up, but it's pretty smooth. I'm just at a loss as to what's causing this binding. It's got some gas in there. One thing I just noticed, and I don't know if this might be a problem, is that the ring itself is a little bit chewed in a couple of places. Perhaps that could be causing something. I don't know. Okay, as I'm looking in here, it seems to have a fairly tight tolerance. There's not much play at all in there. And it travels fairly smoothly. I don't know what's causing it to stick. Okay, so this is the sticking side. And I don't know if I can see anything in here, but I'm trying to see how much play side to side there is. But it seems really pretty tight in there. I mean, it slides loosely, but there's not really any play between the slide and the walls of the bore there. It goes up and down pretty well. I can't feel any sticking or binding. So I just don't know. I'm at a loss as to what's causing it to bind up. So those little you can kind of see them there. Where it's not exactly smooth. The thing is that just kind of sits on top. That doesn't actually go down into anything. So I don't see that would be causing a problem. Okay, after I made that video yesterday, I put it back together and rode it, and it was fine for about maybe 3 kilometers, and then I rolled on the throttle, and after half throttle it was nothing. I could tell that the carb slide had frozen again, and I had put the slides in opposite cylinders. So this one was the one that was sticking yesterday, but this morning when I took the carbs back off to see, it was this one that was stuck. So it was actually the slider itself that seemed to be the problem. So I am going to run the bike and warm it up and see what happens. I cannot make the slide stick. When I had the top off, no matter what I did, you know, if I pushed it down with more force than the spring would, wiggled it around while pushing it down, whatever I did, it made no difference. It's sliding away nice and happy. If I blow into either of the tubes here, it raises the slide as you would expect. So everything works just fine uh, right now with the bike not running. So we'll see what happens if I can make it do it without having to put the airbox and gas tank back on.